our AEW Revolution recap show. How are you doing, Scott? A GoFundMe has been set up for Cody Rhodes to remove his tattoo. Yeah, I saw that. That is funny.
It's hilarious.
Hey, Jono.
It's hilarious. Like, it's real funny. Real funny.
It is. That is hilarious.
And I can't say that I blame the person who made the GoFundMe, in all honesty.
I didn't mind the tattoo. Looks okay to me.
Oh boy. So
Hogan beating Mox. Yes, Hulkamania is gonna run wild.
The sad thing is, this is the same shirt you wore yesterday.
I know, same one I had wore yesterday. My bad.
You put it on for the stream, and then you took it off.
Yeah, I was gonna wear the red one.
Put it back on for tonight's stream.
Today.
Everybody's gonna be like, "Do you not have any other clothes?
No, I don't.
Do you only have this shirt?"
Well, I just usually wear my shirts just for the stream, like my wrestling shirts just for the stream. So
I mean, true.
It's felt like I wear it all day long, and it starts to stink, and it's got my odor on it from sweat and blood and guts and everything else.
Nice vintage team.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, you're all in the mood and stuff.
Yeah.
So guys, tonight's pay-per-view, I thought was actually very good.
Yes.
I really didn't have a whole lot of issues with it.
No.
I was happy with all of the outcomes.
Very good show.
Of pretty much everything. Yeah, I mean, it was a very good show.
Yeah.
What did everybody else think? 3 things stunk.
3 things stunk.
All right, Scott.
Cody's foot was one of them.
Let us know.
The women's match was the other one. Oh, that's only 2. My bad. The third one, I don't know. I don't know where you're going to go with the third one.
So, we have the buy-in, the pre-show, the whatever you want to call it. And we get SCU versus Dark Order. Decent match. Not terrible. Fun little interaction with the 2 of them.
Yes.
Cody losing to Mjf women's match and Hager versus Dustin was slow.
It was slow.
I actually liked Hager versus Dustin.
Well, I think the one thing about it is I expected it to be slow. You get 2 big guys there that aren't the most mobile.
Mhm.
So I expected it to be slow.
But I liked it for what it was, in all honesty. So
Cody, I'll explain. Cody losing to MJF. I'm gonna make a bet on where they're going with this.
Okay then. SCU versus Dark Order. Thought it was a decent match. I thought something was gonna happen. Nothing really happened. Dark Order won. They then go to attack SCU. SCU told Christopher Daniels to stay behind in the very beginning, so he wasn't out there. And I was like, oh, I think that means like.
Nice for WWE to give AEW talent to open and close the show.
I was like, oh, I think something's gonna happen since Christopher Daniels isn't out here. I think maybe he's gonna come out and like join Dark Order or something. Something's gonna go down. So Dark Order wins the match. They then attack SCU, and then Colt Cabana shows up, and he comes out and helps them. And I was like, well, I sure wasn't expecting that.
Me neither. Very interesting. Colt Cabana shows up on AEW.
So he was there tonight. He helped him. He ends up getting beat down. Then Christopher Daniels comes out, dressed as the Exalted One. He came out in like a purple cloak.
Because they couldn't get Punk.
So he came out in a purple cloak, and everybody was like, huh? Who is this?
The only thing they could have done better with that was had him walk all the way to the ring with it over his head and then do his his reveal.
Yeah. So it ends up being Daniels, of course, and then SCU cleans house. Well, SCU and Colt Cabana, they clean house. So I wonder if this is just like a one-off thing that Colt Cabana's there, because I believe they said he was like from Chicago.
He is.
So I wonder if this is just like a one-time thing because they were there, or if he is going to be working with AEW more.
I think it's just interesting that he's on NWA or has been on NWA, and now he shows up at AEW.
So I'm
interesting.
I guess I could say I'm a little.
Wonder if
Curious to see if he sticks around with AEW or if it was just like this one-time thing.
I wonder if he sticks around, if he's still with AEW, or NWA, if they've got something worked out where they're gonna have some crossover stuff like Ring of Honor does with NWA.
Yeah. So then we get the first match on the main card: Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hager. Hager's wife is at ringside. She's watching, and I actually thought this match was decent. I enjoyed it. I didn't really have a whole bunch of issues with it. Again, it was kind of slow, but that was kind of to be expected with the fact that it was these two big guys.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with this match.
So
good match, I thought.
I agreed. So there was a spot where Dustin rammed Hager into the metal. What are those things called? Barriers?
Yeah.
That's what they're called. The metal barriers.
Breaking news: Matt Hardy is now a free agent.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is.
And it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Definitely. So there was Dustin threw Hager into the metal guardrail thing, and then Dustin goes over to Hager's wife and like kind of gets her face, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna slap you," and Dustin's like, "No." And then he just like kisses her, and she has face paint all over everywhere. She's like, "No, disgusting!" And that was that.
So what's gonna happen at 3 a.m.?
I don't know.
Because there was going along with your Matt Hardy news there, Scott, there was a post put out with code that talked about March 1st at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's going to put something out at 3 a.m. or something. Did you see Cody Rhodes' new tattoo? Yes, it was sweet.
It was hard to miss.
Awesome.
I'll share my thoughts on that in a minute. In just a minute. So, Hager ends up winning the match. I think everybody expected Hager to win.
I thought he had to.
It was his first match ever.
Yeah.
So, Dustin doesn't really get hurt by losing in this match. We then get Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. My, oh my, oh my. I loved this. Darby Allin is a freaking superstar. I've literally been saying this for months. Sammy Guevara is also a superstar too.
If this match had ended right now, this would have been match of the night. Or if this would have been, the show would have ended right now. Okay, there was only 3 matches up to this point, but you get the point.
This match was so good. I loved it. So Darby ends up coming out to the ring, and he's like, he doesn't play around. He slides in the ring, and he just darts through the middle of like the post.
Yeah.
And he hits Sammy, who's standing on the outside. And I was like, bro.
That was cool.
Stop it.
Awesome move.
You legit are going to kill yourself. Like,
move.
It's so cool, though.
AEW 9 out of 10, my favorite match, tag team title match.
Bro, just you wait.
I would agree with Zendel. I would give it probably a 9 out of 10, and I would also say that
tag team match was match of the night.
Tag team match was probably match of the night, but the Sammy Darby match was close.
Close second, because it was really good. There were so many great spots in this. These two guys, honestly, are like, Darby Allin is willing to do whatever. He'll put his body on the line for whatever, just to do something really freaking cool that is so terribly horrifying, but it looks so cool, but it like could kill you. He's like willing to do crap like that.
Yeah.
And Sammy Guevara is very close to that, I feel, because I think he does a lot of crazy things too.
Well, I think they're both really good.
And he's like very, he's like the tiny dude that does it, kind of like Ricochet.
Yeah.
But like better.
Yeah.
Like it just. So he goes after Sammy to begin with. Sammy then does a 630 senton onto Darby, onto the table before the match even starts. It's like, there was a nasty dive that Darby dove out of the ring, and Sammy was in front of the guardrail. Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to get hit. Darby's foot got caught on the rope, and he completely biffed it and went straight into the guardrail instead of Sammy.
Yeah.
Like, he went down. And it was like, but it was like so good.
Yeah.
And it was just like, ugh.
I said the other day I wasn't hyped for this. I was a fool. This is awesome. Yes, you were a fool, Zando.
So then we have the Sammy spot with the 630 senton and Darby in the table, and Darby was like dead, and then Sammy was in the ring, and he was like, yeah, let's get this match started, and then Darby got up, and the match got started, and it was so sick, and there was a Spanish fly, and on the Spanish fly, there was a little bibble bobble, but it made it look so much better, because it was almost like Sammy did it on a whim, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really get it set up like a lot of people do, so
Yeah.
then you're almost like, you know?
Yeah.
So it made it so much better that they had that bobble in there where he kind of fell off the rope for a minute and then like quickly ran back up, and they just like flipped, and it was just, those two guys work really well together.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they just do, and I love them so very much. And then Darby hits the coffin drop, and he gets the win, and it was sick and amazing and awesome, and I want to see this match again. I want to see them fight again because I feel like the majority of the beginning of this match wasn't even part of the match. It was just them fighting on the floor.
Well, I'd be cool with them if they wrestled again. I'd be cool with it, but it's not something that if they build it up somehow, some way to mean something. Then,
I could see Darby going
okay.
after Sammy one more time just because he wants to get the revenge and stick the skateboard to his throat because he got out, you know, with Hager's help after. I could see Darby going after him again. He got the win, but he doesn't feel like it's finished because he didn't get to, you know, repay Sammy for what he did.
If they do some storyline like that, yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that would be a great way to get these two guys in the ring together again because, like I said, they work so well together, and the stuff that they do is just so fun, and I love it, and I love it, and I want to see more. It's like, just please,
glad this pay-per-view washed my taste out of SSD.
Like, please give me more Sammy versus Darby.
How you doing, Export?
I need to see another match just because I love them.
Excellent match.
Darby, they need to get a mid-card title because Darby needs to what? They need to get a mid-card title because Darby needs to be the first one to win it.
Well, I think he could be. I mean, if they give it to Guevara, that'd be cool with that. I mean,
but they need a mid-card title for these guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Darby, Sammy, Pac, because right now Pac isn't really being built up for the main card. Like Moxley and Jericho and Cody and MJF are. I think Pac would be a good fit for the mid-card division right now.
There's mid-card guys that it could be. I mean, it's you know.
But I really think they need a mid-card title because I think they have a very good mid-card division of guys who aren't really main event stars, but Darby Allin could be a main event star. Any of these guys that they have in the mid-card division could be main event stars. They're just not being used there right now. Which is why I think they should have a mid-card title so then they can have their whole thing going on there while the main card. The one thing they've done is
they've told storylines with these. So, I mean, the titles would be cool because it adds something to the storyline.
Yeah.
But the storylines are there.
I agree. 100%. I just think they should add a mid-card title for, like, you know, the mid-card guys.
Which would be
so
cool.
They have something to work for, you know? So it's not just, Sammy
each
Guevara put a skateboard to my neck 2 months ago and, you know, I'm now, like, bleh! You know? Give them something to work for is what I'm thinking. So then we get match of the night, best match on the card, in my opinion. This was great. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. It was so good. Omega and Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks for the tag team titles. This match was nuts. Legit. Every time I turned the corner, it was like, oh,
what corner were you
he's
turning?
got him. The imaginary corner, you know. Oh no, Matt is down and he's getting pinned and Kenny's got him and then he kicked out and then I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And then Kenny was getting pinned and I was like, ah.
Moxley wins the title. Are you serious?
It was just nuts.
Yes. Awesome.
This is what made this match so
what
good.
I'll say. Okay. I'm not a huge Omega fan. I'm not a huge Young Bucks fan. I've told you that. I've said that 100 times.
I agree with the Kenny Omega thing. I do like the Young Bucks.
Tonight, I felt was the best match, like legitimate match without all the choreographed, super choreographed stuff.
It
Hi,
was
James.
so good.
Without all the super choreographed stuff happening, the Young Bucks and Omega put on. Hangman Page, I think, could put on a story. And tonight, I felt they put on a story. It wasn't a huge staged, do all these flips and stuff. Yeah, there was flips and stuff in the match.
The base
but
of this...
it just felt like it wasn't so much choreographed stuff that it was good, like gymnastics.
Yeah.
And so
the base of this whole thing...
it told, the whole match told a story.
Exactly. The base of this whole match was, it was for the tag titles. Yes.
James,
but
it was lights out. It was awesome.
The basis of this entire match was that Adam Page doesn't really like the Young Bucks, and he's kind of questioning Kenny too, because Kenny's always taking the Young Bucks' side. So that was kind of the whole base going in of, how is this going to work out? Are Adam and Kenny going to be able to work together as a team and be able to take on the Young Bucks? Or is something like, what?
You also had,
it was so good.
Was it Matt or Nick? That was, throughout the match, was kind of torn between.
It was Matt, I think.
Matt is torn between.
I mean, they both were. But I feel like it was Matt.
No, it was more Matt.
It was more Matt than...
Is he the one that said something about...
No, it was Nick. Nick was the one who said you were just a Ring of Honor jobber before we got you. But they both ran their mouths about stuff.
Well, then, just the way that went, I thought it was good.
At one point in time, I thought Kenny was going to turn the Young Bucks. So did I! And then at another point in the match, I thought, wait a minute, no, Kenny's going to turn on Page and he's going to join the Young Bucks. And then at another point in the match, I was thinking... crap, now I think Matt might be turning on Nick, and he's going to be all like, what? And then I was like, I don't know what's happening, but this is amazing. They kept me on my toes the entire time.
Yes. So Gleen, that tag match, in fact, James will be talking about that match next. So Gleen, that tag match is better than Hardy Boys versus Edge, and Christian and Dudley's are better than Steamboat versus Flair. I tell you what, it was a good match. I mean, this was one of the best matches I've seen where they and I think part of it is because I have not been a huge, like I said, I haven't been a huge Omega and Young Bucks fan.
After the match
tonight, I felt that they had a match that actually made me believe that it wasn't just a choreographed thing, and it was, it was, the story was there.
Yeah. The story really made this match.
After the match, the tease for Buckshot Lariat was amazing. Really wonderful. Awesome. I loved it.
Like, the story really made this match. If there was no story with this, I think it still would have been an epic match. But I just don't think I would have been like, as I was, if the story wasn't as good as it was going into it.
No Arn heel turn, no Hangman Page turn now. That's why I don't read spoilers. Elijah, I don't think Hangman Page is going to be the one that's turning.
So,
everybody's believing he's going to be the one that's going to turn. I don't think he's going to be the one turning.
Omega and Page, well, after tonight, I think he might be. Omega and Page retain. And then after, they're, the Young Bucks are all like, shake my hand, Kenny. Just do it. And Kenny's all like, no, I'm not doing it. No. And there was like a solid minute where he was just like, no, I can't. And then he ended up going over with the Young Bucks.
I agree, Export. I think that they're gonna play this out, but I don't think he would be the one that would turn anyway.
See, the thing is, even if he did turn heel and he turned on Kenny, people are still gonna love him because if you look at the crowd reaction he gets,
but that's why I don't think
because people dislike the Young Bucks right now based upon this feud. They're like, whatever, Adam Page can hold his own, you losers. Like, seriously.
72 hours and counting till the steel cage match, Dakota versus Tegan.
So, this, whole thing, just, it was amazing. So, like I was saying, there was a spot at the end, Kenny was like, Young Bucks are trying to shake his hand, and he's like, no, I can't. I'm with Adam Page. I can't. And then they're like, come on, Kenny, come on, just, shake my hand. It doesn't have to be. And then he ends up going over with the Young Bucks and, the Elite and stuff. And they're, hanging out over there, and Adam Page is, standing over here, and he's like,
Hangman,
why am I not surprised, okay? Why am I not surprised Kenny is still choosing the Young Bucks over me?
Which is why I think you'll get an Omega turn.
So, Page is over here, he's like, I can't believe Kenny, why am I not surprised? He's still hanging with the Young Bucks. and the Elite, and just, can't you just be my tag team partner? Like, come on. And then Kenny ends up coming back over with Paige, and...
Drink my beer, Hangman.
So, Kenny ends up going back over with Hangman, and they get ready, to leave. But before that happens, Kenny's, standing there. After, what's his butt? The Young Bucks get out.
His wife said the Matt Hardy story sucks with Orton.
I'm
telling you, I wouldn't. I think if Matt Hardy goes to AEW, and some of those other WWE wrestlers go to AEW, look out, because they tell stories there and they make it interesting.
Mhm. So after the the whole Kenny's hanging with the Elite and stuff, Young Bucks leave the ring, and Kenny's left, and Paige's like, come on, let's go. But before he does that, he's standing outside, and he drops his title, and then that's when he teases the buckshot there.
Yep.
And I was like, he's going to do it. He's going to jump the rope, and he's going to kill Kenny Omega. It's going to happen. And then he picked up the title and was like, let's go. Let's go. And then they were like, yeah, we're buds.
The look in his eyes was good.
It was like he was really thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I'd be fine with him turning on Kenny. It almost make me like him more. Because right now, I feel like the one in this situation who's going to end up turning heel is Kenny. He's going to ultimately side with the Young Bucks. He's going to continue to side with the Young Bucks no matter what Adam Page thinks or wants. Because maybe he doesn't think Adam Page he's kind of a joke or whatever, and this whole drinking thing. Like, I don't know. But there'll be some story around it. But the base of it is going to be, I think, Kenny ends up siding with the Young Bucks. Adam Page gets tired of it and ends up being the one to, hit Kenny in the head. But... yeah. Kenny's going to be the bad guy in this situation.
Yeah.
So when we get that Hangman Page and Kenny feud, Adam Page is still going to get cheered.
Yeah.
He's still going to get cheered, and I think Kenny's going to be the one to get booed.
But I agree. I think that's probably...
Because Kenny's going to be the bad guy. Because he's, not taking...
I think Page is not going to be the one that turns.
Page isn't going to turn, but I think Page is still going to hit Kenny upside the head.
He might, but they've set this all up like he's going to be the one turning, and I don't think that's going to happen.
He's not going to be the bad guy, 100% no.
Well, he's not going to be the bad guy because the fans will cheer for him, but he's not going to be the one that's going to turn. I don't think he's going to be the one that initiates all of it.
But see, the thing is, I don't know. Because I like the idea.
Storytelling definitely is huge, and I think that's what's helping out.
I like the idea.
I think that's what's helping out AEW is the fact that they tell stories.
I like the idea of
Colt
Kenny...
Cabana is in AEW. Yeah, I don't think he's there for long. I think I'm guessing this is probably a one-time shot.
I like the idea of Kenny, focusing on the Young Bucks.
John, we'll talk about the women's match here in just a minute. I'll let you know what I think about that.
And that's gonna make him the bad guy. So then Paige beating him up would just be Paige standing up for himself saying, seriously, you don't take me seriously? Like, what?
Matt Hardy. I think you're going to see several WWE stars that are going to be rumored to be going to AEW over the next several months.
So Omega?
Several months.
And Paige retain their titles.
Check Twitter at 3 o'clock this morning.
I'm not doing that. I'm sleeping, bro.
Me neither. But at 3 o'clock in the morning, there was a... how's your new iPad going, James? At 3 o'clock in the morning, there was a rumored, there was a code put out that something was happening at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I think it was tied into Matt Hardy.
EC3, Cedric Alexander. Yeah, none of them are going to AEW, as long as, their contracts keep getting extended.
Yeah.
I don't know when EC3 and Cedric Alexander's contracts are up, but I'm thinking it's not anytime soon.
No.
So, I'm not expecting any of those guys to be headed to...
Dolph Ziggler's 2 when contract expires. Yeah, I could see him leaving too.
Actually, I think when Dolph Ziggler's contract expires, I think he's just going to be done. I don't think he's going to go anywhere else.
I meant not.
Because, I mean, I don't know.
Also, he said it on an interview. When's his contract up? Did he say, Elijah?
I just wouldn't picture Dolph Ziggler being one to go to AEW and be a huge star. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't want to say he wouldn't be a huge star, but I just don't think...
Here's what I want. Export, if AEW tells stories and doesn't get ridiculous with their stuff, I don't care who they bring in.
2022.
If they bring in more WWE stars, I'm fine. If they bring in stars, young stars that are trying to be up and comers, then I'm cool with that. As long as they're telling stories and making it interesting, then I don't know that it matters, who it is. It's great. Still trying to learn the features. You'll love it, James. Once you figure it out, you'll love it.
When Ziggler's done, I feel he's going to focus on his comedy stuff. I agree with that.
That's what I figured.
I think when Ziggler's done with WWE and his contract is up in the next 2 years, I think he's just going to be done wrestling for now.
I agree.
Because I think he's done everything.
Well, I don't know that he feels that he needs to,
do anything
wrestle.
else. But like I said, he's one that has done literally everything in his career. He's held every championship.
He could probably come in and help do some stories.
He's held Money in the Bank. He's been a top guy. He's been a mid-card guy. He's been a tag team guy. He's done everything.
Yeah.
So I don't really necessarily think he needs that much more of a career. You know what I mean? Like, if he wanted to retire tomorrow, it would be fun because he's done everything.
Yeah.
So, that's my 2 cents on Ziggler and whether he should go to AEW or not. I would say would not be my first choice, but, whatever. So we then get, sadly, the worst match on the card, you guys. This was rough. Nyla Rhodes versus Kris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship.
James,
there were some decent spots.
James, I'm sorry, but this match was bad.
There were some decent spots in this, but there was just a lot of
This match is why I said 9 out of 10.
This match was just not it. Part of why I think it wasn't so great was because there was no story behind it. There was nothing that these two women could really...
That match was 9 out of 10.
There was nothing these two women could really latch onto and make it good. You know what I mean? There was no story going with this. It was just thrown together on a whim to put a women's match on this pay-per-view.
I don't care what kind of story you had with this. This was terrible. Some of the moves were bad. Some of the stuff was messed up. Nyla's shots didn't look like they were hitting.
I wouldn't say worst, but definitely the weakest. I would say it's the weakest match on this particular card.
Yeah, Kris almost killed Nyla by, messing up on the flip off of the rope.
No. Kris almost killed herself when Nyla nearly fell on her. That's what happened. Like I said, I think, for me personally, in my opinion, I think this match could have been better if there was some sort of story to go with it.
I agree, Expert. I think this was
there was no story.
This was just a match. I don't think a story would have saved it.
Okay, then. But I think if you give it a shot and you give it a story, which there was no story, then it possibly could have been better. But that's just my opinion.
Elijah,
whatever.
I think they've talked about opening a wrestling school and doing some of that stuff.
This match was used as a calm down match for the crowd, basically. The crowd really didn't care much, and I think, again, part of that was because there was no story built into this match. There was literally this past Wednesday, they were like, yeah, we're getting Nyla Rhodes versus Kris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship, and I was just like, what?
They could have made this a lot more interesting if a light beam
Why
shot down
Kris
from the
just
sky.
go to training, stop being an alien, and go to training? See, Kris
I'm okay.
Statlander is
the
good
alien
in the
thing
ring.
I'm okay with if they do it right, but I mean, it's like not even. I mean, just the whole thing. I mean, this match was botched the whole way through.
Kris Statlander is a good wrestler. I think, like I said, what threw both of these women off is the fact that there was no story with this match, and there was like nothing that the fans were latching onto, so the fans didn't really care. So I think it was maybe throwing them off a little, and that's what made everything just kind of fall apart.
Yeah, that's probably it. I'd 100% agree.
Okay, but I'm not just gonna flat out sit here and say, oh, Nyla Rose is a terrible wrestler, and oh, Kris Statlander is a terrible wrestler, because I've seen better from both of them. And this was just
terrible,
not their best. And that's cool. You know, people don't always have their best showing. And I think what killed this one was the fact that they had no story and the crowd really wasn't interested. And that's what threw them off. So Kris is great. It's just these two didn't mash up well together. Plus, there was zero story. That's what I'm saying, man. If there was some story with it... I don't think a
story would have saved this.
Okay. Maybe it wouldn't have.
There was so many botched things in this that I don't think it would have mattered.
Okay. All right. You know. All right. So Nyla retained.
No, Kris messed up. She had a move where she was going to suplex... Or I'm assuming she was going to suplex Nyla off the top rope, and she, like, messed it up and lost her footing and almost killed both of them. I mean, it was just, it wasn't good. Nyla Rose versus Kris Statlander, a.k.a. Hogan versus Warrior.
So we then get Cody versus MJF.
The thing about Hogan and Warrior was they both had personality. They could get a crowd pumped up.
And apparently Nyla Rose and Kris Statlander have no personality. Hence, where building a story with this would have helped with that. I don't know. You know.
Nah, I don't think so.
But whatever. Like I said, building the story. What? We would never do such a thing. So, Cody versus MJF. Boy. Okay.
People don't like Cody Rhodes.
I am one of those people. Sadly. I just don't love the placement of it. The placement is very odd. It's a cool tattoo. It's just right here on his like neck. It's just weird. Especially because he doesn't have, like, any tattoos anywhere else. I know he has the one tattoo on his chest, but, like, he doesn't have tattoos anywhere else. And it just looks weird. It's, like, it's very eye-catching and very obvious, but, like, not in a good way. It's very distracting. And I don't know. I just don't like the placement of it. If it was, like, on the back of his neck or, like, I don't know, on his shoulder... It would have been better placed than, you know, here. Just there, you know. Just kind of like, huh. That's my 2 cents on it. I think it's a cool tattoo. Just the placement is very odd.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the tattoo. We'll see how it goes.
It's just the placement.
Well,
it's very odd.
It'll grow on you.
No, I don't think it will.
Okay, it won't.
I think it's just going to be this weird spot on Cody Rhodes' like face. It's just very distracting, you know. So, Cody versus MJF.
Good match, I thought.
I thought it was decent.
No, it was excellent.
Okay. I don't want to say that it was not good because it was good. But I was like expecting more from it, you know? That was kind of the way I felt about it. I think it was an excellent match. I just was expecting more. I don't know, probably just because of the way it's been built up. But I was like expecting more from it, and I just feel like, I don't know.
Why were you expecting more?
I felt like the way they built it up, like, you know, the whole Cody gets whipped in the back, and you know, whatever. Like, with all the extra stuff, like with the steel cage and everything, I just thought that it was, like, there was going to be more, you know? I'm not saying it was bad because I thought it was a good match. I was just expecting more. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you would expect out of it.
I don't know. I was expecting something bigger.
I thought it was done good.
I liked it. I liked the way MJF won. I liked that MJF did win. I think that needed to happen. I didn't think Cody needed that. But I don't know. There was just something about it that just, I thought it was good. But there was just something a little off for me.
We complain. I love it.
Just a little bit.
Again, I thought it was.
Does anybody else get what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like I was just expecting something else. Like, you know, just the sprinkles on top to make it just like, mwah, like, excellent.
I don't know what you want.
Like I said, I think with the way it's been built up.
They had this, you know.
With the way it was built up.
Cody was
steel
beating
cage
the crap
match
out of him.
with Wardlow. Cody getting
and then
the
MJF
crap
does his thing,
beaten
pulls
out
out
of
the ring,
him.
punches him in the face, and knocks him out. And...
Like, I don't know. I thought it was really good and I liked it, but like, I just don't know. I was just, like I said, I was expecting something bigger, you know?
Well,
it didn't feel like bloody feud match.
It's coming off of the Nyla match, which was terrible.
I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that the Nyla match was before this.
It has something to do with that.
I disagree,
so people
but whatever.
were kind of let down by all that. The people, I don't know what you expect.
It might have been because of the fact that the Paige Omega Young Bucks match was like, wow, it blew me out of the water. And I wasn't expecting that, I suppose. That I was thinking that maybe Cody MJF was going to be, not, you know, like the same, but I thought there was just going to be some, like,
maybe once
wow. It just, like, blew me out of the water, you know? But that just really wasn't what this match was. Like I said, I thought it was decent. I'm glad MJF won. I think the way he won was excellent. I like that he pulled the diamond ring out and he was a sleazeball. And he hit him in the face. And I thought that was good. But I don't know. There was just nothing about this match that really pushed it over the edge and over the top for me, you know? It was good and I liked it. And, you know, it was good and exciting, but like I said, there was just nothing over the top that made me go, wow, that was awesome.
Well, part of the problem is it's been built up.
Because part of the problem was, part of the problem was the build up was
expecting this like 2x4 up some guy's head, and so that's what you were expecting.
I was expecting, because of the fact of how they built it up, with Cody getting the crap kicked out of him, with Cody getting, you know, whipped 10 times, with Cody flying off of a steel cage into Wardlow, I was expecting something bigger for this match. I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't, because I was expecting something bigger. And I was really excited for this match because of the way it's been built up. But I felt like when we got here and the whole match played out, I just thought it was just kind of like, I wanted vanilla ice cream with whipped cream sprinkles and a cherry, and I feel like all I got was plain vanilla ice cream. You know? Like, that's just kind of the way I felt. And that's just my opinion. I'm not saying it was a bad match because I liked the match. I thought it was good, but there was nothing over the top, you know? I didn't get those extra things on my ice cream, which was a little disappointing.
Yeah, wait till Wednesday when MJF goes off. And then you're going to go, man, that match was good.
Okay, maybe I will.
Wednesday he's going to go off and say something about, yeah, you know.
Maybe he will.
You couldn't beat me. I'm the best.
Okay. And I'll be going, yeah, go MJF. I love you. You're the greatest of all time. Love you so much. That's true. I will say that. But this match, as it stands right now, just didn't blow me out of the water. Orange vs. Pac was, like, way more entertaining than MJF and Cody.
I get that. I mean,
not saying it was a bad match. That's what I'm saying, though. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't as entertaining as I thought it was gonna be. It wasn't all that in a bag of chips, you know? It was good and it was decent and I liked it, but it just wasn't everything and more like I thought it was.
I think you want too much is what I think.
Okay, well, based on the way they built up the feud, I felt there should have been a little more.
Yeah,
because if you were gonna have the epic way that they did this with, you have to abide by my 3 rules or you don't get your match, homie. You gotta get whipped on TV. You can't touch me till the match.
Cody was kicking the crap out of him the whole match until the end.
Okay.
So what did you want?
I don't know. I needed something extra, something a little different.
I want to know what you want extra. You talk about.
I don't know. There just needed to be something else. I don't know exactly what they needed to do, but they just needed to do something else
extra, but I don't know what I want. I don't
left
know what
me
I want to do.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe that just happened. Like the way the Young Bucks match did. That's what I wanted from this.
Oh, you wanted the Young Bucks match?
No! Did I ever say I wanted the Young Bucks match?
Okay.
It doesn't have to be like the Young Bucks match.
Alright.
But I'm saying the way that match got me was like, wow, I can't believe this. And the storytelling was good through and through the entire time from beginning to end. Everything was so great about it. And like, I felt like the storytelling in the beginning of the MJF Cody feud was awesome and epic and amazing and I loved it. But then when I felt that we came to the end, it was just like not as good as the beginning of the story.
Okay.
Like, that's just the way I felt about it. And I mean, it's cool if you loved it, awesome, but I just personally didn't.
I don't know if it was one of my favorite matches, but I mean, it wasn't like, you're talking like, jeez, man, whoa, they just had to like have something totally change in this match to make it good, and it was just a mediocre match. I mean,
I never said the match itself was great, and I loved the match, but it just like I was expecting something bigger. I don't know, the end, something bigger during the match. I don't know, like a heel turn from Arn Anderson or
happening.
I don't know, just something from somewhere from upside down. Wardlow beating the crap out of Brandy. Brandy beating the crap out of Wardlow. Just like something. I needed something else from this match. I don't know.
AEW's worst match is better than anything WWE has done in the last 10 years. I would not say that. AEW's had some bad matches. We got from sing to I don't like to now rapping it next to the screen. Maven alter ego.
So we then get Pac versus Orange Cassidy. I actually really loved this match. I thought this was so fun. It was very entertaining to watch. Orange Cassidy is another superstar. Honestly, I think he could make it in the mid-card division, and he would be fine.
Well, I was a little bit worried about this match just because it's tough to put a guy like Pac in a match and have him, because he's that aggressive, I'm going to tear your head off, and you have to give Orange Cassidy time to come out, do his tap you on the knee, tap you on the other knee, tap you on the other knee, tap you on the knee.
Honestly, I think they worked really well together, and it really worked. It really worked, and like Pac kind of being fed up with Orange Cassidy when he was rolling, from the side of the ring to the other side of the ring when he was trying to go for the Black Arrow. Is that what it's called?
Hey, thanks for subscribing, Logic TV.
Just when he was rolling out of the way and Pac was just kind of like, stop, and then he met up with him on the one side and Orange Cassidy was just like,
Yeah, I think that...
It was great from start to finish. I thought this entire thing was entertaining. I thought it was fun. I loved it. I thought it was so good. So good. And I loved it.
Yeah, I think that the one thing about it is
the Red Arrow. That's what it used to be called. I'm pretty sure it's called the Black Arrow now. Pretty sure that's what they said. It was the Red Arrow when he was in WWE.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Black Arrow now.
The whole idea behind this, like I said, I wasn't sure how they were going to put this together. Just because it's like two totally different
worlds.
Styles.
100%.
Okay? And the way
Orange
Cassidy does his stuff.
He's the comedy wrestler.
He is, but
Pac is more serious.
Yeah, so I was wondering how they were gonna have this guy that's ready to tear your head off as soon as you step in the ring go against this guy that comes out and does his little clowning thing to start with, and then put that together and make a good show out of it. And I felt that they did a really good job with it.
Very entertaining. Loved it. So Pac ends up getting the win, but he gets the win after the Lucha Bros come out to stop Best Friends from helping Orange Cassidy get the win. So that was that. I'm assuming maybe down the line, maybe this week.
Orange hasn't even used 20% of his power yet.
I know, man. Dude, if you have never watched any of Orange Cassidy's stuff, look him up on YouTube.
I have. I watched some of it.
Watch some of his stuff on YouTube and other matches he's had with people, because he is pretty good in the ring. And he gets his whole comedy thing and the whole wrestling aspect, and he puts it together really well. And it's like he makes it funny because he keeps his hands in his the things the guy can do while his hands are in his pockets. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you have to have a lot of, like, strength and agility and, like, talent to be able to roll over a dude with your hands in your pockets and then land on your feet.
Yeah.
I can't do that. And I can do a lot of things.
Remind me after the show, Logic TV, and I'll give you my thoughts on the whole Goldberg and Taker thing.
You don't want to get me started.
I'm kind of excited for AEW Bloods and Guts. It's supposed to have a War Games type match, but they can't call it War Games. Yes.
It is. And it's going to be really exciting.
Twitter blew up with the whole they're taking shots at WWE. And then I got to thinking, well, didn't Dusty kind of invent this match?
War Games?
Some of these types of matches that are taking place. So Cody's just using some of the stuff his dad did.
Oh, Pac and Lucha Bros versus Cassidy and Best Friends this Wednesday. That's what I was getting to. He's basically like Mark Andrews in ring when he gets serious. That's, I feel
No, she was not, James.
Perfect comparison.
Let me hear it, Gleen.
It really is. I wonder if that's why I like Orange Cassidy so much, because I really like Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is one of my favorites on NXT UK.
Yeah. Hey, Cody wants the names, but Vince won't let him. Yeah.
He filed for War Games.
So I think
he did file for trademark
so the
mark
thing
on
is,
War Games.
Here's the deal. I don't think, everybody, all these people that say that he's like, why are you mocking WWE? Why are you taking shots at WWE? It's not taking shots at WWE. I think it's just the fact that he's trying to use the names that his dad created.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand the hate. So.
I'm assuming.
That's the way Twitter is, though.
I'm assuming we're probably going to see Pac and Lucha Bros versus Cassidy and Best Friends in the coming future, just because I feel like that's the way this is going to be built.
Yeah.
Based on what they did tonight. Yeah. That was a fun match. We then get the main event.
Do they know Dustin Rhodes is Cody's son? You mean, do they know Cody's is Dusty's son?
Close enough. Whatever. You know what he was saying. Moxley versus Jericho for the AEW World Title. Oh boy. This was a fun match.
Again, it was a good match. I think it was. If it wasn't, just trying to help you out, Elijah. If it wasn't for the tag match, I think this probably would have been like match of the night.
I liked this match.
Just trying to help you out. Anytime I can help you out, Elijah, you know I'm here for you.
I like this match, and I'm really glad Moxley walked out with the title. I don't know. Okay.
I think it was a bit slow at the start, but I think one of the things is when you have two wrestlers like this, I think sometimes you have to have it start out slow, and you're not going to get that all action-packed stuff.
See, I think that's what made me not like it as much. I'm sorry, don't kill me, guys. Please don't. I think this was a good match, and I liked it. But, like you said, it was a bit slow, and it was like, I don't know, that just made me not really want to, like, watch it in the beginning, and then it just, like, as we got to the end, closer to when Moxley won the title, I was like, yes, cool, I like this is, cool. The rest of the match was enjoyable. I don't know, there was just, don't kill me, I didn't love it as much at the beginning. The end after Moxley, won and stuff was cool. Really, I'm going to miss the Le Champion era, though. Yeah, me too, because now we can't there's no Le Champion.
I wasn't so much worried about the beginning.
anymore.
Because again, both of these guys have a style that's not like go out and grab you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't really expect it to start out with, a big, where like with the Young Bucks and Omega and things like that, you get the we're gonna start right away. Whereas with these two, I just feel that they're more methodical in what they do and they kind of build into the match.
Yeah. They were like all over the stadium in the beginning, which
they were.
Also, I don't know, just something to.
But I think that was part of building the storyline that Moxley wanted to take him anywhere and wanted to destroy him no matter where they were. It didn't make any difference.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
James, in my opinion, AEW needs to work with their women in ring.
I agree. I think there are several women that do need help.
I think their women's division could be good if they work with them in ring and they work with some of them on the mic.
I think they do have a few women that are decent in the ring currently. But that's just me.
Who do you think Chris Jericho will face? I don't know. AEW needs to get Jim Johnson. I don't know. They got, I like Darby's theme.
Yeah, his theme is cool.
I like Jericho's theme.
Jericho's theme is pretty good.
I like Cody's
theme.
But
now, mind you, Jericho made his own music, so.
Well, he did. But I mean, whether he did or he didn't, I think that his theme is good.
Jake Hager's theme sucks. I didn't have a problem with Jake Hager's theme.
Okay.
I actually liked it. I thought it was cool. The Best Friends theme, I didn't like that one at first. Now I do.
I think that, for the most part, I think most of their themes aren't bad.
I agree. I think they have some pretty decent themes. So Moxley wins. He then gets on the mic after, says it's been one hell of a year. One hell of a long road. I didn't win this tonight. It doesn't belong to me. You, the fans, are what has been driving AEW forward. A year ago, we had a conversation that we were bringing pro wrestling back to the people. This win.
Yeah, there's another one export that I like. I like Hangman's inner truck.
This win belongs to all you people. I don't have words to describe towards the entire AEW family. I don't know what I wrote down there.
Me neither.
I ain't gonna hide behind this belt. Anyone, any place, I'll knock him down. And that's how he ends it. I thought this was I like the little promo situation. Not even a promo. I think this is just Moxley talking, just him being him. It's insane. Insane to me the talent that WWE just lost. Like I can't comprehend. It baffles me that they lost this guy because they treated him like garbage.
Well, isn't that why they lose a lot of their wrestlers, though?
I agree, but
when Mox was talking, I thought a Dark Knight was coming out.
This guy was a star. He is a star. And it was just like wasted potential. And it like I said, it baffles me.
See what happens when you leave WWE, big things happen.
It baffles me.
Logic TV, I'm going to answer your question about free agents and things, who I think is going to show up and who's
also,
not.
Exactly, WWE lost Cody, Moxley, and Jericho. 3 stars.
Well, they lost Dustin, too.
I mean, they did lose Dustin. They lost Dustin, Goldust. They lost them. But Cody and Moxley, for sure, were going to be, like...
And why will they be back?
The next generation of superstars.
They go back to WWE because there has been no other place where they could be on a big stage. Now with AEW stepping up, and you're starting to see, NWA's kind of throwing their name out there. Whether they get bigger or not, we'll see. I know you have Ring of Honor and you have Impact, but I think they need to land a deal where they're in prime time on a network where everybody can see it before you can sit here and go that they can compete with, or at least make a noise, and make it possible that they can at least put a dent into WWE.
But guys,
Hogan lose, Nash lose, Hall lose, X-Pac lose, came back. They had no choice. If they wanted the money, they had to go back.
It just baffles me that WWE
Question,
lost
I have my
such
Wi-Fi
talent.
connected to my iPad. Am I using my data as well? Just wondering. You shouldn't be if you're connected to Wi-Fi.
Like, it really just baffles me that WWE just, like, lost such a talent. And, like, the fact that Moxley, in the last, like, 5 years...
Watching TV, the problem with WWE right now is their stories. They just don't know how... I mean, when you have Corbin and Roman fighting for like 6 months.
True, but also the problem there is that they don't rely on their new superstars and they keep bringing back the old guys.
Well, they don't, but you have to create the stories to make it happen.
But, whatever. But if you're bringing Goldberg back and he's fighting Roman for no apparent reason, I mean, there's really no story there, and that's why SmackDown sucks.
Okay, but,
so, I
like
mean,
I've
but
said,
that's all I'm going to say on that, because if you get me started, we won't stop.
She won't get started, but I'm going to, because I told Blodgett TV I would state my whole idea behind Goldberg and Undertaker and things like that. They come back because they bring a draw to the arena, okay? Goldberg beating The Fiend is better than The Fiend losing to Shorty G, okay? Sorry, just,
Okay, first thing,
just
why would Shorty G be getting a title shot?
Just anybody, okay? Anybody beating The Fiend
seriously.
right now that's in WWE would be a total joke.
So Goldberg is the answer. Yes,
right?
100%. Yep.
So you bring Goldberg in, you have a legend, okay? A legend who is a Hall of Famer that comes in and beats him.
But
does not
keyword,
hurt him.
He is a Hall of Famer, so he's already had a career. So I don't understand why we have to bring him back to have more of a career when his career is technically over. I think there should be a rule put into place where if you were a Hall of Famer, you no longer come back and you no longer fight for championships and you no longer have...
I don't feel like talking about it. I just want to enjoy wrestling.
Like, I feel like there should be a rule where if you're a Hall of Famer, you no longer get to come back and fight for championships and fight for titles and be on the main show. Your career is over. You've cemented your legacy, and that's it. You don't need to do any more after that. I don't care if Goldberg is 52 years old. I don't care if Goldberg is 54 years old. I don't care how old Goldberg is. Stop. Just stop.
I agree. WWE ruins a lot of talent because they don't know how to use it. And they don't know how to build them up. I think one of the issues WWE has
during post-Revolution media.
I think one of the issues they had was WWE has is the fact that they've tried to tone it down. And so you don't, and again, I've said this before, and I'll say it 1,000 times. They're not creating true heels, and they're not creating true faces. So I think that hurts. Oh, excuse me. I think that hurts. Trying to make any storylines when you don't have a true heel or a true face, I think that hurts any wrestling. Whether it's WWE,
Maven,
or any of those, I think that it really hurts if you don't have a true heel and a true face.
SmackDown ratings were up last Friday. You can't see me. See, I don't care if they were up last Friday. It doesn't mean that the product is good.
Well, they're up because those
John Cena. No, they're up because John Cena was on the show. John Cena was a draw. Nobody gave a crap about Goldberg. I sure didn't give a crap about Goldberg, and I didn't care if he was on the show or not. Not me. I don't care. The only reason the ratings were up on the show last week was because John Cena was advertised for weeks prior, and John Cena was there. That is it. That is the only reason the ratings were up. Wasn't because of anything else other than John Cena. That is it.
Yes, export. I did see that, and yes, I think that he basically said it, which is why I think that you're going to see some of these guys leave.
Funny thing is, Bray has actually agreed that WWE destroy their own characters if you look at his Twitter. Yeah, somebody said, what are they doing with the tag team division? They legit just had Miz and Morrison win, and then they just had them get beaten by a tag team. Are they trying to destroy them? And Bray was like, yes. Yes, they are. I don't think Bray was very happy about the fact that they put Goldberg over him. That wasn't the original plan for the Super Showdown. He was not supposed to get beat by Goldberg. They did that on a whim and decided, oh, you know what? We're going to have Goldberg beat you, and Goldberg's going to go on to fight Roman at WrestleMania. If I was a Fiend, I'd be a little upset too, okay? I would be. Because I'm sitting there going,
The thing is
you're gonna have
Goldberg will
old,
go
you're
away,
gonna have the
and
old guy
Fiend-
beat me? Are you kidding me? What? Stop that nonsensory right now.
Goldberg's gonna go away.
I don't even think nonsensory is a word.
I know Alexa Bliss is a bad wrestler, but the way they use her is pathetic.
I don't think Alexa Bliss is a bad wrestler, but the way they use her is pathetic.
I don't think she's a good wrestler.
I disagree. I think she's pretty decent compared to some of the women they have.
Okay, well I'll agree with that, but she's not like a good wrestler.
Okay, whatever. Agree to disagree. I was gonna read this. During post-Revolution media, Tony Khan confirmed that the AEW War Games match will be called a Blood and Guts match.
Yes.
So that's the name of it.
Blood and Guts match, which will be cool.
See, that's also kind of funny because it's also kind of taking shot at WWE.
She's not that good. I agree on that.
That's also.
No one cares about the Fiend.
That's also kind of a shot at WWE
James,
where,
I love the
where
Fiend.
Vince is like, no, we're not going to do any blood and guts or anything, and I think this AEW blood and guts match is going to be full of that. So, exciting.
I like the Fiend. It's the best gimmick they have.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. It's the best
And they
gimmick they have
messed
right
it
now.
up when they had Goldberg.
But I don't think you've ruined it. They ruined it by putting the title on him.
I think doing this John Cena thing is excellent if they have the Fiend beat John Cena. But because they took the title off of him, I'm very skeptical, and I'm thinking maybe John Cena goes over him, which is just gonna hurt the Fiend more. The reason they're doing this currently is to get people to kind of forget about Goldberg, but people can only forget about Goldberg for so long, and then they're gonna remember, and then after the Fiend loses a second time, if he loses at WrestleMania to John Cena, people are gonna really remember, and
Why
they're
is
gonna
it right
go,
now there's- Right now,
Fiend is dead. Fiend is dead.
No, he's not.
I'm not saying he's dead right now. I'm saying that's what people are gonna do after WrestleMania
Okay,
if he gets beat
whatever.
for a second time. That's all I'm saying.
You can always bring back whoever that you say is dead.
After they go and change their character, if they're gone for a year, and they, go and make him change his character, because that's what they've done with Bray every single time, and that's what they're gonna continue to do with Bray,
Ric Flair
because
was dead 16
you
times.
see, they just.
'Cause he
That
got
is
beat.
different. The Fiend is a completely different character than Ric Flair, so don't even pull that on me right now.
Just saying.
WWE won't be dumb to ruin the Fiend, in my opinion. If they are smart, which they generally aren't, but maybe they will be for once in their life.
You can't ruin the Fiend.
You sure can. You can if you try hard enough, you can. And Vince is probably sitting backstage going, crap, the Fiend is getting bigger than our show, so we gotta water him down. We got to burn it down like Seth Rollins. We need the Monday Night Messiah to cleanse us of the Fiend. It's gonna be something stupid, but hey, whatever. Oh, Booker T is a fan of putting the Universal title on Goldberg. Well, good for you, Booker T. You're a Hall of Famer, so I don't really care what you have to say.
It was awesome watching the show that he put on, that he talked about. I mean, what he said was right on.
Alrighty then.
It doesn't hurt the Fiend. Blame Twitter because everybody wanted Bray to win the belt. I didn't want him to win the belt either. I thought it was stupid having him win the belt.
I agree with that. He never should have been in the position.
The Fiend
to
is
win
a
it in the
hunter,
first
not a
place.
hunted. And when you become the hunted, you lose everything. They ruined the Fiend when they had the terrible Hell in a Cell match where they had him play dead for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
What they should have done with that was had Seth pin him, kind of like they did with Goldberg. Have Goldberg pin him, and then he pops right back up.
I disagree. He never should have been put in the
And
match
then he
in the
doesn't
first
have
place.
to hold the title.
Never should
He's
have
put out there
been
as this.
in the
Okay, but
first
you know what?
place.
Okay,
It never should have happened.
we're gonna sit down and watch a horror movie. I'm gonna have you watch Friday the 13th. How many times was Freddy put down? And he keeps coming back, and people are scared of him.
I don't
Just
really
saying.
care. I'm not watching horror
This is the
movies
whole idea
because
behind
I will
it.
not sleep for days.
You create the story. The guy gets knocked down, he comes back.
Okay, but he should have never been put in that position to begin with, and that's where the issue lies here. And now that he has been put in that position, it's messing him up.
Again, like I said, you could have fixed it.
They
If you
started
would've
messing
fixed
him up 6 months ago when they put him
He's
in
not
this
messed up.
entire feud. Yes, it is.
Okay, whatever.
If you ask anybody, they are messing him
Well,
up.
ask me.
Okay.
He's not messed up.
Alrighty then.
I like the red theme they had with the Fiend, but that match just got awful. I hated the red theme.
You couldn't see
Just
what was
because
happening.
I didn't like the lighting.
You couldn't see what was happening.
bad,
That's what really messed
I
it
thought.
up for me,
All right. I think.
Who's going to be the next one to go out for Moxley? A Jericho rematch? I hope not. I mean, I guess it'll be fine, but like, I don't really want to see a Jericho rematch.
Pac.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe
He
not.
did say that. What happened tonight? Little Fettuccine is a good show. Excellent show. The only match I didn't like was the women's match. Everything else I thought was awesome.
I don't know.
On a scale, on every other match, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it was probably a 6.5 or higher. The women's match, I would say, was probably a 2. And I'm being nice.
I'll give it a 3.
To answer your question, Logic TV.
I'll give it a 3 because I'm a nice person.
You're going to see Matt Hardy possibly go to AEW. Luke Harper, I think, is possibly going to show up in AEW. Let's see, who else? The Revival. I think they're getting close to having their contract done. So they may. So that could be where we're headed. I mean, that's... is there anywhere a free agent? I don't think so.
No.
I think he's got a couple years left.
Yeah. Brian Cage maybe. I don't know. I don't really want to see a Jericho rematch right now. I feel like we're probably going to head towards like an Inner Circle versus maybe the Elite type of a feud, or not that, or Inner Circle versus like another faction, the Dark Order maybe. Like just
the Inner Circle versus the Dark Order would be interesting.
I think there's going to be like, they're going to focus on like an Inner Circle feud, kind of trying to like just take over, you know? Forget focusing on the championship right now. I think just trying to take over All Elite Wrestling is what the Inner Circle wants to do. Like, maybe Jericho goes, oh, well, I got too caught up in being Le Champion that, you know, taking
over. How long
over...
will Moxley's reign as champion last?
A while, I think.
I think he'll probably go through the summer.
Probably.
Or towards the end of the summer. And then I think he'll lose it.
Who's gonna
Now, to who, I don't know, because it's going to depend on where they go with their storylines. And it's going to depend on who they have coming in.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a huge part of where they go with storylines.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I could see him going through the summer.
Yeah.
All right.
So, guys, I think that's it.
I think that's pretty much it. How about this, Gleen? I say do a tournament to determine who faces Mox for the belt. I got you, Gleen. Hold on. I'm cool with the tournament. As long as it's not, throw everybody in the ring at one time and...
Not like the tag team battle royal. One
Kenny Omega.
No. Don't want to see him go for the singles title.
Cody.
No, I'm good.
I like what WWE has done with NXT, though. NXT is good.
MJF. I could see MJF going after the title, but not while Moxley's holding it.
I don't think that Cody and MJF are done.
No.
Because I think Arn's going to turn.
Lance Archer. I've never seen any of his work. I don't know what he does. I really don't know who he is. I mean, I've heard the name, but I don't know who he is. So, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, I think they can go a lot of ways with the...
I think MJF's going to get a shot at the title. I just don't think it's going to be right now, and I don't think it's going to be while Moxley's holding it.
Well, I don't think he needs to. I think him and Cody are still going to feud. I think they're still going to do something.
And Cody can't go for the title, can he? Or was that just for when Jericho was champ?
I don't know. I don't remember. We'd have to go back and watch.
I don't know if it was that if he loses, he never fights for the AEW championship ever, or if it was just while Jericho was champ.
Scorpio Sky. That'd be a good one.
It'd definitely be different. I mean, I think the guy could be a single star because I think he has a lot of charisma and a lot of talent in the ring. You know.
All right. I think that's it. We'll be back on Monday.
Darby Allin for sure.
Darby Allin would be good.
Honestly, I feel like Darby Allin would be a smart first competitor for Moxley because I feel like he was one who helped him kind of like vanquish.
He would, but I think that
he kind of helped Moxley like fend off Inner Circle the last couple of weeks. And so I feel like
Sonny Kiss. Yeah, Sonny Kiss I think should be at the top of the list.
For sure. Jake Hager. Dr. Luther.
I think Darby Allin would be better at.
Darby Allin would make a lot of sense for next.
I haven't even seen Sonny Kiss in a long time, so I don't even know.
Yeah, the last time he was on a Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I think.
It's been a long time. Jimmy Havoc. Yeah, Jimmy Havoc hasn't been around in a while.
That's true. I think last match
he had
was a Country Fried.
I think Orange Cassidy has to build up.
He went through a barrel.
Yeah.
That was the last time Jimmy Havoc was on TV.
Orange Cassidy would have to build up a little more before I would say, okay, he should get a title shot. Luchasaurus.
Maybe.
The problem with Luchasaurus.
I think Elijah's just throwing out names at this point.
Luchasaurus is gonna have to get better on the mic.
Or just don't have him speak. I mean, he's a dinosaur.
He's gonna.
That'd be cool. Whatever. I like Luchasaurus a lot. I hate the Luchasaurus. Well, sorry, we can't be friends. Sorry. Logic TV, you're new here. If you don't like Luchasaurus, we can't be friends. Sorry about that. Man. Yeah, we can't be friends. Sorry. It can't happen. We can't be friends.
I think Luchasaurus needs some work, but I think it's a good character, and I like what they're doing with him.
I love him. I love Luchasaurus and Jungle Express. I love them.
I'm kidding. I love him.
All right. Well, I mean, you better not be pulling my leg, because I swear if you are, and you tell me next week that you hate him, we will not be friends. Bub. I mean, come on.
I'll see you later. Everyone have a great night. You too, Zandel. We're going to take off. We'll be back Monday night after Raw. Give you our thoughts on that.
Yes.
And with that, we are out of here. You guys have a good evening. AEW was awesome.
Excellent pay-per-view tonight.
I would say the show was probably 9 or 9.5 out of 10. It was really good.
Best match on the card. Omega Page.
I think all the matches were good except for the women's match was not like
solid great. 3.
Raw is going to be good.
I think so.
We can only hope.
We're going into Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber go-home show. Well, go-home shows generally aren't decent, so I mean, but hopefully it'll be good.
Everybody, we are out. Logic TV, thanks for following. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit the little bell so you know when we go live. Follow us on Twitter. You can keep up to date with us on there. So, check us out. We are out of here. Peace out, guys. See you on Monday. Maybe.